So with Destroy Lonely hinting at dropping an album all year with Broken Hearts 3, he has finally announced the album to be dropping next Friday on September 19th, with him posting billboards around New York City, I'm pretty sure, and then everyone would get hyped about this because we've been waiting for a new Destroy Lonely album all year because we did think he was going to drop at the start of the year, but he didn't. But he's finally dropping an album on September 19th, Friday, and he would actually drop the first single for this album, which would be Jumanji, which was a very good song, which you guys can actually check out my reaction to it on my second channel, More NDC. But yeah, this song was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it, you know, a nice, chill, calm song from Destroy Lonely. Nothing too crazy, but it's like something right and like get us like in the mood for the album rollout, like the actual album rollout for Destroy Lonely. And I'm going to assume that this single Jumanji will actually be on the album next Friday. I'm assuming that it'll be on all platforms by then, or like when the album actually drops. And if it does, I'll be hyped because, you know, it was a good single to get us into the album rollout for Broken Hearts 3. So I'm editing this video right now, and the song that Destroy Lonely actually dropped, Jumanji, is actually on all platforms right now. So yes, that's good. It's on all platforms. We can have it on repeat and have it like replayable for us before the actual album drops on Friday. But going into this actual album and my thoughts on it, I'm very hyped about it because Destroy Lonely was meant to be dropping an album at the start of this year, back in like January or February. Then nothing else really happened with him because he kind of kept quiet about it. Didn't really do much. He did go on tour at the start of this year, but once Destroy Lonely finished his tour, he didn't really do too much this year. He kind of kept quiet, didn't really say too much besides, you know, hinting at Broken Hearts 3 every now and then to be dropping. But Destroy Lonely would appear on his first official collab with Playboi Carti on his song Off the Meter with Ken Carson, Carti, and Lone, which that song is so fire. And I just know when the Opium tour starts, when they perform that song live, Off the Meter, it's gonna go crazy. The mosh pit's gonna go hard. About 2 or 3 months ago, Destroy Lonely did drop a small little EP on SoundCloud only, with it being called See You Soon, and one of the songs featuring Ken Carson. And honestly, this was like a pretty decent EP, you know, nothing too crazy, but something to keep the fans engaged with and, you know, get the fans more hyped for his like future album, which will be dropping obviously Friday with Broken Hearts 3. But this EP, See You Soon, was, like I said, pretty decent. My only like least favorite song, or the song I didn't really like that much, was actually the song with Ken Carson. I thought that song wasn't that good. Like, maybe I gotta listen to it more, but I thought the other songs were good, but just that song with Ken Carson wasn't all that in my opinion. So hopefully, you know, the song that Ken Carson is on Destroy Lonely album, if he's on that album, is actually good. But either way, Destroy Lonely did drop a little EP early this year with See You Soon, and that was the only project he dropped this year. And speaking of the tour, the Antagonist Tour 2.0 will be starting early October, so we did kind of had an idea that this album, Broken Hearts 3, would be dropping by early October because obviously, you know, Ken drops More Chaos this year, Carti drops music, Homicide Gang drops their project, and Apollo Red, who will be on the tour, dropped his project this year. So we knew that Destroy Lonely was the last rapper in Opium to drop their album before the Antagonist Tour 2.0 would start, and we did knew that this was going to drop before early October, and now we're finally getting it next Friday on September 19th. But going on to the features on this album, I can definitely expect Ken Carson to be on this album because Ken Carson has always been on Destroy Lonely's albums, or at least most of them throughout his whole career. So we can definitely expect Ken Carson to be on this Destroy Lonely album dropping next Friday. I'm sure all of you are wondering, could we see Lil Uzi Vert on this album? Because Uzi was on Destroy Lonely's last album last year, and I could see Uzi on this album, but at the same time, I don't really see it happening because Uzi's first like release this year, or like first official collab this year, was last week, and he was a feature. So I don't really see Uzi doing too much more this year. Although if Uzi's on this album, I will be hyped, I will be excited because Uzi is him. Like, Uzi needs to come back to music. We want an Uzi project. And I'm sure all of you want to know, is Playboi Carti on this album Broken Hearts 3 by Destroy Lonely? I could honestly like confidently say he's not, because I don't think Carti would be on it. I don't like have any hope at all. But if Carti is on it, I'll be hyped because we need more Carti music. We thought Baby Boy would drop, it didn't. So hopefully Carti is on this Lone album. I also do want to say that Young Thug is dropping an album next Friday, the same day as Destroy Lonely, with his album Broken Hearts 3 for Lone, and then Yui Scooty for Young Thug. And people are obviously going to compare the two and like say which album is better, which album does more like commercially better, like sales wise and stuff. And honestly, like overall, like, you know, numbers wise and stuff, Young Thug will do better. But I feel like, you know, even if Young Thug has the better project or whatever, people are going to find a way to hate on Young Thug's project, or even vice versa with Destroy Lonely's. They're going to like compare the two, when whereas at the end of the day, I feel like you shouldn't really compare the two. I feel like you should, you know, let the music speak for itself, and whichever album you vibe with more, you can vibe with it. You shouldn't, you know, compare the two albums, but that's what people are going to do. But yeah, Young Thug and Destroy Lonely on the same day. I'm excited, but I'm obviously be listening to Young Thug first because I've been waiting for Yui Scooty for a while now, but Destroy Lonely will be getting the second listen for sure. And you guys can check out my reactions on my second channel when those albums dropped on my second channel, More NDC. And obviously Obviously, the next week is going to be a little bit more crazy for Destroy Lonely because obviously he's going to be announcing the cover art, the track list, and stuff like that, and just promoting the album more, and getting the fans more hyped and tapped into the album. So we can definitely see more activity from Destroy Lonely on his album, or like throughout the next week about his album, Broken Hearts 3. And obviously, the Antagonist Tour 2.0 is going to start early October across America. So if you guys are going to that, enjoy that. And I have heard that Antagonist Tour 2.0 might be coming to Australia very soon. I have heard about that. Nothing confirmed. I just heard rumors. So yeah, if you're Australian, definitely expect an Opium Tour coming soon, hopefully early next year. That's pretty much everything you need to know about Destroy Lonely's album, Broken Hearts 3, and my opinion about it and my thoughts about it and stuff like that. I'm very hyped for it. I'm excited. Let me guys know if you're excited for it. But yeah, Destroy Lonely, Broken Hearts 3, dropping next Friday on September 19th. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more Destroy Lonely news, updates, and videos. Check out my channel for more rap videos. Like and subscribe for more. It's been DC. See ya.